Hello and welcome. I'm your host Ruby Gill and I feel honored to welcome you all on the behalf of lovely professional university. So attendees, what do you think the essence of today's webinar? Well, I'm glad to share with much excitement that today our expert will share his expertise and make us learn about magic with mathematics. And I'm sure that you all will also be excited to be the part of today's webinar. So kindly allow me to introduce our experts. Dr. Nitin Kumar Mishra, Associate Professor, School of Polytechnic, Lovely Professional University. A dynamic professional with an experience of more than 13 years in academics and research as well. To his credit, he has published more than 15 research papers in numerous journals of repute and also awarded with Best Paper Award in 2018. He has been proficiently playing the role of placement coordinator, research coordinator, admission representative, and mentor various students from past 13 years. So, sir, thank you so much for giving us your valuable time. I would also like to
Thank
welcome our
you.
admission. Thank you, sir. I would also
Yeah,
like to
thank,
welcome our admission nominee, Miss Megha Singh, Assistant Professor, Lovely Professional University. Her expertise lies in human resource management and currently she is involved in research related to social causes. Attendees today, she'll give you an insight of eligibility, fee and scholarship, which I'm sure will make you save a lot of money. And in addition to that, she'll also be sharing the infrastructure part of the university. So thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us today. So I welcome you all again to the webinar and looking forward for a great interactive session. So over to you, Dr. Nitin K. Mishra, sir, for the content of the day.
um, Thank you so much, Ruby, and I welcome all the audience here for this webinar. This webinar I have created for the audience to have an interaction with magic with mathematics, and let us see that how can we create some magic with mathematics. Although this is very realistic. Uh, in this session, actually, we are going to predict the person's date of birth, or you can also predict, person's pocket money. That means how much money is there in his or her pocket, and we'll learn how to square the numbers ending with 5. So these are some basics, or we'll utilize some basics of mathematics to actually perform these activities here. But there can be a lot of activities and interesting activities in our day-to-day life which we can make use of mathematics for their performance. Now, how to predict a person's date of birth? With this technique, you can actually predict the date of birth of any number of people. Like there can be one or two or maybe more than 5 people for whom you can simultaneously predict the date of birth. So you can try this stunt with your family members, friends, relatives, colleagues, and even in parties you can actually have uh, this fun of mathematics. Now, but there are some steps which has to be involved here. The first is that you have to ask people to take the number of month in which they were born. Like if a person is born in January, then you should consider the number as 1. If the person is born in February, you should consider the number as 2. So that means if the person is born in December, the number would be 12. So this has to be kept in mind. This is step A. Then we have to ask them to double the number. So if the number is 2, we'll double it. That means the number would become 4. The next step is to add 5 to it. So this is the third step. Whatever is the result that we have obtained, we have to multiply that digit by 5. This is the fourth step. Then the fifth step is to put a 0 behind the answer. And then the last step is we have to add date of birth. If they were, let's say, born on 5th of January, then we have to add 5. So if they were born on 7th of January, we'll be adding 7. So these are the 6 different steps that are involved here, which have to be kept in mind. But without practice, we won't be able to remember. So yes, of course, after following all these steps, you would be able to surprise them by predicting their date of birth with your final answer. Now, what is the secret behind? So we have to actually mentally subtract from the last 2 digits, and you will have the date of birth, and subtract 2 from the remaining digits, and you will have the month of the birth. So then you will see that you are getting the date of the birth. So this is the secret which you have to secretly perform uh, in your mind. And let me take one example. Like there is a member of the audience, and the date of birth is 26 June. Now June stands for 6th month, and 26 is the date. Then I would have to work upon the following steps, the 6 steps which were mentioned there. And what were those? Take the month number. So what was the month number? Since I am talking about 26th of June, so I will take 6 as the month number, then double the answer. That means 12. 6 into 2, and I have to add 5 to it. That is my third step. So the number becomes 12 plus 5, that means 17, and multiply the number by 5. So what do I get? I get 85. So this was my fourth step. Then we have to put a 0. So the number was 85, the number becomes 850. Then I have to add the date of the birth. So what was the date? 26th June. So 26th I'm going to add on 850, and I'll get 876. Now I have performed all the 6 different steps here. So the number which I've got is 876. So as I said, what was the secret? I have to deduct, or I have to subtract 50 from 876 to get the and the last 2 digits to get the date. So when I subtract 50, I'll get 26, and from the remaining digits I have to subtract 2. So these are the 2 secrets that I have to perform. I'll show you here that in 876, when I have subtracted 50, I get 26 as the date, and when from 8 I have subtracted 2, I get 6 as the month. So these are the basic 6 steps which I'll follow, and I can predict the date of the birth of any of the person. On similar lines, let us have other examples, because without examples things cannot be more clear. 765. So out of 765, if I'm going to subtract 50, I'll get 15th as the date, and from 7, if I'm going to subtract 2, I'll get 5. That means 15th May will be the date of birth for 765. And then 1481. So if I subtract 50 from 81, I get 31 as the number, and from 12, if I subtract 2, I get 12. That means 31st December will be the date of the birth. So let's consider ST here. 1071. That means if from 71 I'm going to subtract 50, I get 21, and from 10, if I'm going to subtract 2, I'll get 8. That means August. So 21st August will be the date of birth for the last number. So this is the way we can quickly find out the date of the birth, or predict the date of the birth from different persons. So this is the calculation: 765, 2 and 50, 5 and 15, 1481, 2 and 50, 12 and 31, 1071, 2 and 50, 8, 21. So the last one was 21st of August. I hope you have learned, and you can, with this knowledge, find date of births of hundreds of people simultaneously. Now, how to predict the person's pocket money? So again, if you can follow some steps, you can do this very easily to find out that how much money is in the person's pocket. Now, what are the steps involved? The first step is to ask him to take the amount he has in his pocket. So we have to ignore the decimal part. That means the paisa, will consider only the rupee part. And next, ask him to add 5 to it. So whatever is the number in his mind, ask him to add 5. Then multiply by 5 here. This is different from the prediction of uh, previously that we have done for date of birth. we have not to double here, but in this step we have to multiply the answer by 5 and double the answer so obtained. So whatever answer you've got, ask them to double the answer. Finally, ask them to add his favorite one-digit number. So from 0 to 9, ask them to add a one-digit number there. And after the steps are over, ask them to tell you the final answer. So then you can tell the final answer. So basically in this case, there are 5 different steps over here. And what is the secret here? Let's discuss about the secret. Ignore the units place. So the last activity which you have asked them to perform is of no use. You can, from the remaining number, subtract 5 and you will come to know the amount in his pocket. For example, let's say that the person was having 20 rupees in his pocket and he would work out the steps as given below. So here we will see that the person is having the amount in his pocket or her pocket as 20, and we have to add a 5 here. So after adding a 5 we get what? 25. And we have to multiply by 5. So after multiplying by 5, the answer comes out as 125, because 25 into 5, the answer would be 125. And then double the answer. So what is 125 plus 125? That is 250 here. And then add your favorite single digit number. So let's say the person is adding 7. So what is the answer that we have got? The answer is 257. Now from this answer, we have to ignore, as earlier said, every single digit that the person has added. So we have to ignore this digit here at units place. And now the remaining number is 25. So from 25, we have to subtract 5. And that is how we get the answer, that is rupees 20. So see how easily we can predict without letting the other person know, uh, through mathematics, uh, the money, the or the uh, in the person's pocket or in the person's wallet. Now let's have some other examples like 1500, 1052. So we have to ignore the in this case we have to ignore the last digit, that is 2, and after ignoring we get 105. We are going to deduct 5. So the answer that we get is 100. So the first answer is 100 here. And in the second case, 53. So if we deduct or if we remove this 3 and if we deduct 5, that means the person is having no money in the wallet. And uh, in the case of 160, if we ignore this 0, and if we talk about 16, and from 16 if we remove 5, then the answer that we get is 11 rupees. That means the person was having 11 rupees in his pocket. And so there are many ways we can predict a person's amount in his pocket. Now this is the last activity that I would like to tell you how to square uh, of numbers ending with 5. So there are some tricks for this also, or through mathematics we can do this. Squaring, what do we mean by squaring? First of all, squaring is multiplying a number by itself. So let us have a look at how to square the number ending in 5. And we have to we have to find the square of 65. Before that I square, let's say, what do we mean by squaring here? 5 into 5 is 25. Similarly, 10 into 10 would be what? 100. So this is what we call as squaring. And we have to find the square of 65. So square of 65 is 65 into 65. That means 4225. And in 65, the number apart from 5 is 6, as we know here. 6 comes, after 6 comes 7. So we multiply 6 by 7 and write down the answer as 42. So that is our final answer. And next we multiply the last digit with 5 into 5 and write down 25 to the right of 42 and complete our multiplication here. So our answer is 4225. That means what we have done here is that if we are talking about 65 into 65, then 5 into 5, that was 25, that we have to write separately. And uh, if we know that the other number other than 5 was 6, then we are multiplying 6 with 7, which is giving us as 42. That we have to introduce over here, and that is how we get this number as 4225 as the multiple of 65. Similarly, there can be other numbers like 75 and 75 into 75. Again, what we are doing here, since what is the number apart from 5, the number is 7, and the number comes after 7 is 8. So we multiply 7 by 8. So what is 7 multiplied by 8? 7 multiplied by 8 is 56. So that is what our number is, 5625. So as I said that while writing 75 into 75, first we have to write 25, that means 5 into 5, and for this place we will actually multiply 7 into 8, that is we'll introduce 56 here. So we have 5625 as the answer here. Now next we multiply, as I said that 5 into 5, that means 25, so 5625. So there can be many other questions similar to that. Let me take one more example, like 95 here. Now what is 95? We have 9 as the other digit, then 5 here. So remember, we are only talking about the numbers ending with 5. So see, 95 is a number ending with 5 and 9 is the other number. But after 9 comes 10. So when we multiply 9 by 10, we get what? 90. So finally, we vertically multiply the right hand side. That means 5 into 5, and we get this answer. So when I'm talking about 95 into 95, it's actually 25. And for this, as I said, for this place, what number have we to consider? We have to consider 9 into 10. That means 90. So the final answer will be 90, 25. So this is the square of 95 here. And uh, this was another example of the same kind. Let's say like that we are considering 10 105 here. Now 105 again is a number which ends with 5. So we consider here there are 2 digits, but the technique will remain same. And the technique was that after 10, what number comes is after, since there is 5 digits and 1 and 0, that means 10. After 10 comes 11. So what are we going to do? We are going to multiply 10 with 11. So as we have done with single digit, we are going to do the same with double digit also. And when we are talking about 105 multiplied by 105, as I said, last 2 digits will remain 25. The remaining digits which will come before 25 would come as the product of the number which was given to us along with 5 with 1 exceeding it, and that was 11 in this case. So when we say 105 multiplied by 105, we'll write 25, and 10 into 11 will give us 110. So we'll write 110. So what is the right answer? The right answer is 11,025. 11,025 is the square of 105. So you can see that how simple is it to square the numbers ending with 5. In fact, you can mentally calculate the square of numbers ending with 5 and just multiply the non-5 numbers with the next number. So whatever are the numbers non-5, that means the numbers which are not uh, other than 5 can be multiplied with the next number to get the final answer. There can be a few more examples, like when we talk about 15 square. So what are we having? We are having 15 into 15. So we know that 15 into 15, we'll write 25 now, and 1 will be multiplied with 2. So 1 into 2 is 2. So that is how we get this answer as 225. And when we talk about 25 into 25, so when we say 25 into 25, again we'll write 25 here. And what is the number next to 2? The number next to 2 is 3. So we'll write 625. So 625 is the answer here. And then similarly for 35 square, now 35 is a large number. Again we'll write 25 here. And 3 into 3, 3 into 4 basically. 3 into 4 is 12. So we have 1225 as the square of 35. Similarly, 45 into 45. So I hope you are having a good practice here for all the numbers ending with 5, and you won't be able to forget this from today on. And 4 into 5, because the number next to 4 is 5, will be 20. So 2025 will be the square of 45. Similarly, 55, what will be the square of 55? Again, we are multiplying 5 with 6 here, and that is 30. So the answer will be 30, 25. And what about 85 square? So 85 into 85, again, we have will be multiplied with 9. So that means 72. 8 nines are 72. So we have 7,225 as the final answer here. So before that I conclude this part here, let me actually revise for what we have done in this session. So I'll revise it very quickly here. First, that we have person's date of birth. To predict the person's date of birth, we are going to follow these 6 steps here. The first step was that to consider the month, the number of the month, double the number, add 5 to it, multiply it by 5 and put a 0. Clear? And after that, add the date of birth. And for that, we have done different examples here. The final answer which we have got, what was the secret with that final answer? The secret was that you are going to subtract 50 from the last 2 digits and 2 from the remaining digits to get the date and the month. So in this case 765, we got 15th May as the date of birth. And then we have discussed about how to actually identify the person's pocket money. So we are going to follow these 5 steps here. That is, ask him to know the amount first in his or her mind, add 5 to it, multiply by 5, double the answer, and finally add 1 digit. So what are we going to do? We are going to simply ignore the last digit, and we are going to subtract 5 uh, from it to get the answer. That means in this case, we are going to ignore the last digit, and 105 minus 5 is going to give you 100 here. So 100 was the total amount which the person was having in his or her pocket. 0 was one of the other example. If someone says that I am not having any money, so that can also be treated well here. Then we have discussed about square of the numbers ending with 5, and in square of the numbers ending with 5, you have to simply write 25 at the last place, and you have to multiply uh, with 1 exceeding, and you will get the desired output. Like in case of 95, that was 25 in the last place, and 9 into 10 gave you the answer or for the remaining digits. So 9025 was the square of 95. So this is what we have learned today in this session. Now, this is coming from a different mathematics we call Vedic mathematics, and there are several other mathematics which we can follow, following the different techniques, and like there are methods through which we can actually tell the date of the calendar. Like if you'll say that in 1995, in 1995, uh, what was the first Friday? Clear. Or let's say if you want to find out 10th December 1928, what was the day, whether it was Friday or Saturday. So these kinds of outputs you can very easily from your fingertips get the answer from Vedic mathematics. So these are the different situations where you can use the magic of mathematics. So this is all from my side for this session, and I would suggest that you can try some numbers, square of the numbers, like if over here as it is shown for 3-digit numbers ending with 5, and there can be other examples through which you can actually reach to the answer very quickly. So that is all from my side. I hope you would have learned something, some magic from mathematics, which now you also can perform. Thank you so much. I am please, Ruby, you can take over from me now. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. It was an impactful presentation, and thank you so much. You have bounded us with your engaging session. So, thank you so much, sir. So, before we move on to our admission expert, we have few queries from our attendees. So, with your permission, can we take up those queries?
Yes, ma'am, for sure.
All right. So there is a attendee named Gurmeher. She wants to know that do I get practical or the other online certification experience as well during the course? So can you throw some light on this, sir?
Yes, Pam. If you're talking about diploma here, you are allowed to do certification courses, and the university offers at various on various platform numerous number of certificate courses, which the student can find very interesting and can go for that. So there are many certificate. If there are some particulars, then there are many computer oriented courses which students do take for their extra knowledge.
Thank you so much, sir. So we'll take up another question from Gursimran Jeet. He wants to know that is there any kind of industry collaboration in the course with the course of diploma?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, diploma over here we are offering in mechanical engineering, civil engineering, computer science, uh, uh, and electronic engineering. And in all of the different domains, we are having industry collaboration, and we are making it impactful. Not even that our students are getting placed, but also that we go for industry visits in almost all of the semesters to get some industry oriented knowledge, and through that students also do get certified.
Thank you so much, sir. So we'll take up another question. So a student wants to seek your advice on this, sir. He wants to know that what are the career aspects after the diploma? Should a student go for BTech, like higher studies, or for the place settle for the placement? What would you suggest, sir?
uh, I would actually, it depends upon the student's scenario. Actually, some students would like going for higher studies, and that is good for them, because after BTech you can go for higher placements in terms of satisfaction towards companies. But after diploma also, there are many such examples which we have displayed on our website, and students can see that uh, uh, there are entrepreneurship projects on which students are participating in, and also that direct job placements are there, and we have highlighted this on our websites, and students can see that students are directly placed in companies and well placed in companies.
Yes, sir, definitely. I agree with you, sir. So thank you so much. So there is another question from Archita Sahu. She wants to know that after 12th, which line is better for the career? So Archita, we are discussing for the diploma programs here, and for the other programs which will direct you after like 12th, what course you have to opt. Our admission nominee will tell you about the website for that. Okay. And there is another question.
Ruby,
Yes, sir.
Ruby, one thing I would like to tell, that see, diploma is something a student is always looking for. Why? Because they want to start their engineering career as early as possible, and that is very great idea, because they come to know the basic knowledge when people are doing 11th and 12th. Students are doing diploma here, and they are learning their knowledge of engineering aspects quite early stage in their life. And after 12th also, if students wants to have a lateral entry, we are offering lateral entry in diploma also. So they directly join second year of diploma and get 2 years engineering knowledge they can acquire from the diploma here. So after 12th also, students can go for diploma courses.
That's a wonderful information you have shared with all the attendees, sir. So attendees after 12th, you also can join the diploma and you can be directly admitted to the second year. So, all right, sir. Thank you so much, sir. And students are also asking for the PDF. For all those attendees, I want to tell you that you have to take admission at LPU and you'll get all these information plus more information to enhance your knowledge. But first, you need to come to our university and we have our mentorship to guide you, to tell you everything which we have taught today, which they have taught today. So thank you so much, sir, for resolving all the queries of our attendees. And now we'll quickly move to our admission expert, is Megha Singh. So ma'am, over to you for the admission part of the university.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Ruby.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Nitin. Thank you, Miss Ruby. Am I visible?
Yes, ma'am. You're visible.
Okay.
You're
Thank you
audible
so
too.
much. Thank you so much. Good afternoon to all the attendees who are here. So I'll move towards the admission part. And before I move exclusively to how to check on our LPU website and how to take admission, let's just give you a glimpse of what actually happens in our university. So as you can see in front of you, this is just a very short glimpse of the students of our university who have brought laurels to lovely professional university, be it the Tokyo Olympics of 2020 or the recently the students of LPU who have won, who have lifted up the runners up trophy. And you can see the tally of medals below: 17 gold, 15 silver, and 19 bronze. So a good amount of activities, plethora of activities for all the students to explore once they are here in this university. Coming to talk about the rankings that our university has achieved, you can please very well see we are ranked at 74th position, and this is by the Times Higher Education Impact Rankings, and this is at a global level. So throughout the world, amongst all the universities and colleges, we are coming on top 100. Coming to India, we are ranked at 36th amongst all the top universities within our country. LPU has been ranked at number 3 for the Atal rankings of innovations on innovation achievements. So what kind of campus life can a student expect? What kind of exposure the students go through once they are here in LPU? Just short glimpses. Right from the current Prime Minister, who was here for the 106th Indian Science Congress, to the various dignitaries They have visited our campus. They have graced several occasions, be it convocations, be it, starting up of innovative schools. This was late Shri Arun Jaitley. Be it the freshers or the induction programs, where you can see the celebrities who've come to university to welcome and motivate our students, because they are going to be starting with their new term, new life. So, what is the infrastructure of our university? One of the best amongst, I would say, the world, right? So, this is one of the amphitheaters, lot of nukkad nataks, social activities, club activities that take place here. The next is one of the three auditoriums that we are having. This one specifically has a capacity to hold about 3,500 attendants, and all kinds of national as well as international activities, events of repute, they take place over here. This is our Unimall. So all kinds of convenience shops, facilities, banks, ATMs, sweet shops, clothing apparels, you would find here. This is our central library. So I'm just showing you a very short glimpse of it. So this is our central library, where more than 20 lakh books are there, databases, electronic databases, journals, magazines. They are present here. They are here for the students to have an access. Coming to the entertainment, we are not lagging behind. This is the bowling alley, right? We also have the gym and spa facilities for our dear students. We are having a full-fledged uni hospital to take care of all the ailments, any kind of emergencies that a student may face. So beds, nurses, resident doctors, consultancies of all kinds are available. This is our indoor stadium. So we are having swimming pool, which is present here. We're also having the facility of, indoor sports arena, where you can go ahead and take the advantage of. Shooting range, definitely a must. This is a glimpse of our university during the daytime. This is an aerial view. And this is a glimpse of our residential capacity of the university in the night view. So the most important question which the attendants, they generally ask us: how to visit LPU, how to start with the admission, how to know, how to gather information. So the first thing is that if you are, if you want to travel to the lovely Professor University, you are most welcome. Please come here, 9 to 5, Monday to Saturday, and 10 to 4 on Sundays we are available. So in the campus, you can visit. The other thing, if you want to know about the, what are the details, how will I know about the program availability? For that, I will just give you a short demo on how to go ahead. So please see here, once you go on to Google or Microsoft Edge or any of the softwares, please type in www.lpu.in. Okay, after you do that, you will see a page, landing page, like what you see in front of you, right? Now over here, the tab says find your program. Now let's say I am, I have just done class 12th. I have put up my last qualification as class 10th. Automatically the page asks me that which discipline I am interested in. So let's say I am interested in engineering. I want to go ahead with engineering, right? I have just done a diploma program. Then you can go ahead and pick up any stream. So let's say if I'm interested in computer science and engineering, automatically it will tell me that this is a diploma course which is available in the university after 10th, right? So I have clicked upon it. The program is going to tell me, the page is going to tell me about the duration of the program. The page is going to tell me about what are the details, what is the eligibility criteria, right? What are the various highlights of the program, right? And what all subjects, curriculum I'll be mentioned over here, what kind of electives I'll be exposed to, that is present here. What is my fee structure, right? So I can very well see here, this is my fee structure. This is the scholarship that is available. If I'm appearing for the LPU NEST exam and I want to take the benefit of the scholarship, then what are the categories? How much marks do I need to score? All this information is readily available for your knowledge, right? Then what other scholarships are available for me? So you can see over here, one scholarship is upon the percentage of the qualifying exam. One is on the scholarship based upon the LPU NEST exam that you will be appearing. There are certain other special scholarships, like for example, we are providing scholarship if you have some kind of an innovative activity, startup, some copyright patent that you have you got in your name, or we are providing scholarship on the basis of sports, cultural, research, co-curricular, social service, bravery awards, or if you are a topper of your ward, you can also look over here. Then we are also providing financial aid, and you can see in front of yourself financial aid need-based, financial aid for serving retired defense, CAPF, paramilitary personnel and their dependents, financial aid to orphans, financial aid to persons with certain disability. So you can read about it, and then if you still have certain doubts, you can go ahead and contact us. Now, how are you going to contact us? If you see on the right hand side of the page, you can please see over here, you can go for live video counseling. You can go for 360-degree view of our university if you want to look at the campus. This is how you can schedule a call, and a call from our university will come to you. You can also if you are at a distance, in a near future you cannot come immediately, you can also check for where our people are there in your vicinity, in your state, in your city. So LPU in your town, you can go ahead with that, and you can also contact us on WhatsApp. Let me zoom a little bit. So on the right hand side, you can see all this information available to you. Clear? Most important thing which you need to remember is this, that is, when is the last date of admission, right? And if you are appearing for the LPU Nest application form as a scholarship, then what is the last date of registering for LPU Nest exam, right? And when will be the exam conducted, when the result will be declared, and of course, how am I going to take admission in, right? Or what is the last date? So these points are very important that you need to keep in mind. Clear? And anyways, we are there, happy to help you over WhatsApp, over call, and even if you visit here in the campus itself. Another query that the students ask me is that, ma'am, webinars like this have happened in the past, but we forgot, and or you can say my friend forgot, or my parents want to go ahead and understand what was the webinar about. So how we can get the access of the videos? Very simple. I'll just take you through over here. On the top side in the admissions, you have to click upon here, and extreme left hand side, there is a tab over here which says LPU's Edu Fair webinars. If you click upon it, a page will open, and over here you can check all the webinars that are scheduled in future, the forthcoming, the upcoming webinars. So according to your discipline, you can go ahead and you can check what are those webinars, right? For example, please have a look over here, upcoming webinars. Or if you want to look at a webinar which was already conducted previously, these are the past webinars where you can get the recordings and you can go ahead and understand what was asked, what were the questions. Maybe they have answered a question, a query which you also have in mind, right? So thank you so much, everyone. Miss Ruby, over to you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for the detailed information about the admission part. So, attendees, you have heard our mentorship. It is rightly said that decisions determine destiny. So, decide your own date and take the admissions as soon as possible. So, with this, that's all for today. Thank you, attendees, for sparing time and participating in today's webinar. And we appreciate all of you for being here. And I believe your knowledge has been enriched by this webinar. And I would like to express my appreciation to the experts for their valuable contribution on the topic magic with mathematics. Experts, thank you so much. I'm sure your years of research, your years of experience will definitely help the audience to find the right path. So until
Thank you,
next
ma'am.
time, thank you, sir. Until next time, I, Ruby Gill, finally sign off the session. Thank you, everyone.